All right. Intercept means cross the x-axis, okay? So if I have a line, say, that looks like this, okay, this right here is going to be your x-intercept. And then this point right here where it crosses the y, that is your y-intercept. So that's what we're finding, okay, those two things. So the easiest thing, okay, I want you to think about, like, if this is your y-axis, what is called right there? What's that ordered pair? 2, right? Okay, 0, 2. What is this point right there? Okay, so what's this point right here? Okay, what do you notice is in common? No, what's in common? I heard someone say it. What? Zero's where? In the x place, correct? Are all three of those 0? Okay, that's important. So in order to find the y-intercept, I need the x to be 0. Okay? So I need x to be 0 in order to find what the y-intercept is going to be. Does that make sense? All right, so now we're going to basically plug in 0 for x and solve it, and it will tell me what y should be, which will be the y-intercept. Okay, so I'm going to make x equals 0, so I'm going to come up here to my equation. X equals 0. This is 2 times 0 plus 7y equals 14. And I'm just going to work this equation. Yeah, you should be able to do it mentally from this point. So that y is 2. So the y-intercept here is 2, and I'm going to graph that point. Okay, and I'm even going to go ahead and label this just so you know. This is called the y-intercept. All right, let's look at what happens. You can probably guess what's going to happen here. But let's say I told you to tell me what, say, that point is. What's that point called? 3, 0, right? Okay, 3, 0. What is this point right here? 5, 0. What are you noticing they have in common? 0. 0 for what? For the y. So if I want to find the x-axis or the x-intercept, I have to put in a 0 for y so that I can figure out what the x is. Okay, so this time I'm going to put in y equals 0. And I say 2x plus 7 times 0 equals 14. So I have 2x equals 14, so that means x has to equal 7. So I'm going to graph 5, 6, 7 here. And this right here is going to be called the x-intercept. And then all I have to do is draw in my line, and I have just graphed it. And I put my arrows on both ends. Okay, so obviously the advantage is you only had to do 2 points instead of a whole table. Definitely advantage. Okay. A disadvantage is you're only using 2 points. And if you mess up on one of the points, your line is going to be wrong. Could you tell last night if you messed up on 1 point if something was wrong? Yeah, because it didn't fall in a line. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, so this, if you mess up on one of these, your whole line's going to be wrong. Okay? This works very well when the equation is in standard form. This is standard form where the x and the y are on the same side. It also works really well when you don't get fractional answers. Notice that 2 and 7 both go into 14. So that's another thing that works well. So that's why I said this does not work well every single time. In life, where this is used is if you're trying to find maximum values for both x and y. So in life, a lot of times we don't look at the negative. We just look at these two. And then we can say this is the maximum value on this, and this is your maximum value on the other. Okay? So that's where it's used when you look at these. Yes?
To like check it, could you go to where in the middle of the 2 points where they cross the line evenly and then plug in and put y into the thing and see if it equals 14?
Very good. Yes. If you wanted to double check it, it looks like it should possibly cross right here. That should be a solution. And yes, you could totally plug that point in because that's exactly what that would mean. Okay? We will be talking about slope here pretty soon, and you could find the slope of that line as well. We'll talk about that in chapter 4. All right, so let's go ahead and try it. Do you guys want to try it on your own, or do you want me to go through it? Try it on your own? Okay, that's fine. Go ahead. I learned how to pause my video. Who agreed to that? All right, so taking a look at this one, you don't have to set up a mini table if you don't want to. I find that works well, so you don't have to. But here's your 2 points. You don't have to label unless it says to, but since these are new vocabulary words, I'm labeling those for you. Do you guys have questions on finding x and y intercepts? No? All right.